seen both sides. I've been up and I've been down.
Do you need to talk about your problems? Is that why you're eating?
This wasn't an easy thing to accomplish.
The stories you never knew about TV's missing stars.
I'm not going to contribute to my own death.
Bill Bixby's courageous battle with cancer and his emotional E.T. interview just 2 months before his tragic death.
I'm sorry.
The Facts of Life stars speak out about the pressure to lose weight.
There were things where we were the Facts of Life girls.
At home with Maude star Adrienne Barbeau as she talks about being over 50 and giving birth to twins.
I only had one person say, "Oh, are these your grandchildren?"
Wonder Woman Linda Carter, the scandal and controversy in her personal life.
Oh, I shot daggers at the prostitution.
The Cagney and Lacey stars, the Sharon Glass stalker.
She broke into my home with a rifle and 500 rounds of ammunition.
Her battle with her weight and her stay in rehab.
My name is Sharon, and I'm an alcoholic.
Plus, Tyne Daly talks about her money problems.
There was an incredible amount of debt.
And the story behind her drunk driving arrest.
McLeod Dennis Weaver's house made of garbage. And Dynasty's Pamela Sue Martin, the revealing interview about why she really walked away from Hollywood.
The last time most of us saw you was about 10 years ago. Why'd you leave?
The scandal, the struggles, where they went, and what they're doing today. We find out whatever happened to TV's favorite stars.
Some kid yelled out, "Blair, you're getting fat."
This is Entertainment Tonight, the most watched entertainment news program in the world.
Hello and welcome to the weekend edition of Entertainment Tonight and the pressure to be thin.
You're a kid. You darn well know that gets painful sometimes.
Difficult to overcome for the stars of the series. Weight struggles and career struggles were commonplace for 3 of the classmates, and they spoke with E.T. about the criticism.
I do remember being in a Christmas parade. Some kid yelled out, "Blair, you're getting fat."
It was tough sometimes, when you're going through the weight thing, when you're going through the braces thing. There were things where we were the Facts of Life girls and just all kinds of things.
It's funny how people just feel like if you're on television that you're not human.
We go through the bad times and the good times together.
From 1979 to 1988 on The Facts of Life, Kim Fields was the eternally perky Tootie, and Lisa Whelchel was the rich, snooty, stuck-up Blair, who never hesitated to tell people what they were doing wrong.
You shouldn't be afraid to mix with your peers. And dare I even say it? See?
But in real life, both of them were being told that they were doing something wrong. The show's producers made it known that the two had to start losing some weight.
I started gaining weight. Now, a lot of it was just because I really was lonely. I had left Texas to be on the show. My family was all back there, and, a lot of it was just puberty. It was kind of ironic, though, also, because, any kind of set, they have food everywhere, so it's really hard.
There is a standard, of being female on television. You're supposed to be svelte and lovely.
Kim says that diets and even therapy were suggested.
Do you need to talk about your problems? Is that why you're eating? And no, I'm hungry and I'm a kid with slow metabolism. I mean, I'm not crazy.
Both say the attention was counterproductive.
If you're grown, that hurts. If you're a kid, you darn well know that gets painful sometimes.
And you feel badly enough about yourself without other people telling you how bad it is that you're overweight.
If Lisa's memories are so vivid today at 37, imagine how she felt at 19. She told E.T. back in 1982 when she took us horseback riding.
We all have our problems, and it happens to be mine, and mine happens to be broadcast every week.
How do you feel when they tell you that they want you to lose weight?
Awful. It hurts.
But even as a teenager, she had the maturity to avoid the pitfalls of pills, purging, and crash diets.
It's just that I don't want to torture myself that way. I want to lose it the right way, and I want to lose it when emotionally I get ready to lose it, and when I'm ready to lose it, it'll come off.
And so you deal with the pressure as best you can, and that's when it gets into those dangerous zones, because some people can't deal with the pressures.
More than a decade after production stopped, The Facts of Life is enjoying a revival on Nick at Night. Today, the former stars sometimes catch their younger selves on television.
I look up and, like, you're on Nick at Night going, part of our television heritage. And I'm like 30.
I hate watching those shows where I'm so overweight.
Today, Lisa Whelchel is a mother of 3, still happily married to Stephen Cobble, who she wed back in 1988. He's a pastor that she met in church, and she credits her belief in God for winning her own battle with weight.
It really is amazing how during those hard times is when we learn our, life's greatest lesson.
She is the author of Creative Correction, a new book of parental advice, and says her joy today comes from her children.
I've homeschooled them all their life. This year they're in a traditional school setting, but I'm going to bring them back home next year because we're going to go on an RV trip around the country for a year.
She harbors no animosity towards those who pressured her. Today, she even says they were doing the right thing.
I do understand it. They had, especially for my character. I mean, I was in a business and I was getting paid for it, so I understand the pressure.
Back in 1988, a planned spin-off show for Lisa fell through. But to this day, she has never regretted her decision to walk away from fame.
There was never a downtime of, like, oh, what am I missing? I went from a great adventure to an even more wonderful adventure.
I mean, it's just not pulsating the way it used to.
After Facts, Kim went to college, but has remained in show business. From 1993 to 1998, she starred in the Fox comedy Living Single, and she's directed for TV, film, and theater. She knows that actresses still are pressured about their weight, but that's a pressure she is willing to face.
But I love being on television. I love what I do. And every time you come back to that, then you go, so, okay, fine, I'll suck up that I have to go to training, that I have to, have horrible hours, that I have to make a lot of sacrifices. Pardon the pun, but you take the good, you take the bad.
Ah, those facts of life.